I didn't think our relationship would survive.
It was really awful. Both of us would just keep everything pent up until one of us would just explode.
Hey, stupid! What kind of a meal was that? You are the worst!
Then we discovered Tekken 8. This is for 8 years of grits and eggs.
This is for not putting your clothes in the hamper.
And this is for your mother.
And that's for the loser that you are, Carlos.
Go to sleep.
Thank you, Tekken 8. After an 8-hour-long drive from mid-Ohio, we drove along the Schuylkill River and finally made our way into downtown Philly. Along the way, we saw several murals sprinkled throughout the sides of small buildings, each one with its own unique theme, colors, and art styles. You can tell that there's a lot of history in these streets. You see a lot of row homes and small businesses that seem like they've been here for decades. That's not to say that they are run down, they still had a lot of vibrance to them, even on this cloudy day. A lot of these buildings are no more than 3 stories tall, but then in an instant, you're met with a modern downtown Philly. This downtown is different from other cities. It's got the old and new, skyscrapers and cathedrals, mixed with buildings you would expect to see from the late 1800s. And would you look at that? This is the Divine Lorraine Hotel, built in the 1890s and the first racially integrated hotel in the country. You also see this guy a lot. He's pretty high up there. This is a statue of William Penn, the founder of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. On North Broad Street, parking is pretty easy to come by. This is the one that we chose. Today had some peculiar weather. It was pretty cool to see the skyscrapers break through the low-lying clouds. Before heading to the venue, we decided to grab lunch at the highly recommended Reading Terminal. It has just about everything. Local butchers, florists, and most of all, international food made to order. I decided to go for some delicious shawarma. The bread was fluffy, it was rich in flavor, and the meat just melted in your mouth. Afterwards, we did what everyone does when they visit Philly. Go to Love Park and get a picture underneath the oddly placed sculpture. It was a lot smaller than I anticipated, but it's still pretty cool. I want to go inside the church. We couldn't go inside the church, but we could stand near it and take some footage. After some perusing around the city, we finally made it to the venue. The LocalHost venue is housed in a tall, beige, and handsome building in the center of downtown Philadelphia. It has a bunch of window murals depicting esports and gaming, with some pretty edgy inspirational quotes. This venue markets itself as an esports facility to help foster different forms of gaming competition to the next level. Even though we're focusing on fighting games today, you're going to see that other game genres are also hosting their tournaments in this venue.
Hey, how's it going, Kyle?
What's going on,
How you
guys?
been?
Good to see you. Good to see you too, man. Good, good. Yeah, good to see you. How was the trip over?
City driving. I'm not
Yeah.
used to it. So tell me, how long have you been involved with LocalHost here and what your role is?
So I've been with LocalHost / Nerd Street since the inception of the company, so 2016, I believe. The first go for broke that I threw in our old venue at 908 North 3rd Street was really kind of my job interview, essentially. So I'm currently the events lead for the building. I'm in charge of essentially setting up events, setting up contracts with third-party TOs that want to come in and utilize the venue, creating events not just for FGC, but for games like Valorant, games like Marvel Rivals, Counter-Strike. Like, it's kind of a mismatch of event managing and TOing for like, everything. 2018 is when the first building went up. After COVID, we did close a few stores that we did have. So right now we have 3 currently. We have our Philadelphia location. We have Rowan University, where we're actually on the campus for Rowan. And we have our original second location in Lakewood, Colorado.
If there's one thing to say about this venue, it's huge. In fact, we can't just call this a venue like the others. This is the first esports campus in the United States. It's got everything an esports academy needs. Setups, 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 and more setups. It's even got a dedicated commentator's booth and a small stage for 5v5 or 1v1 events. A gaming haven would be incomplete without snacks and gaming merch to purchase. They sell a variety of snacks, energy drinks, and gear to rep your favorite leagues and brands. Temple University even has some of their merch on this. It features not just video games, but party favorites, like chess, Jenga, Uno, and my favorite, Hungry Hungry Hippos. To nobody's surprise, they have free Wi-Fi, more gaming-oriented live, laugh, love quotes. Oh, and this is pretty cool. The wall art is filled with video game favorites, but mostly Tekken 7 characters. This could be because Tekken 7's success in the FGC played a pivotal role in the development of the last venue LocalHost was in. That was 908 North 3rd Street, here in Philadelphia. I don't know who the hell these people are, but they seem pretty cool to me, I guess. So what steps do you have to take to kind of not acquire venues like this, but let's say hypothetically if you were like a TO starting out, you know, with somebody with your experience and your knowledge, you know, what could you say to the TOs out there about like acquiring venues?
So I actually just had this question the other day from one of the kids that came in from the high schools.
Oh gosh.
So first thing you really have to do is understand what you want to accomplish. Do you want to be, you know, you want to run like a 20-man tournament? Are you looking for space that's only going to be able to fill that number, right? Like if you can understand what kind of space you're looking for, that's when you start to going through, okay, what venues can I talk to that is going to allow me to do this? Because the biggest thing is if you don't have your own space to operate and you have to go and you have to look for a venue, it has to make it worthwhile for the owner of that venue as well. So understanding that from a business side of things, there's going to be some give and take. Hey, we're going to take, this is the amount of venue that I'm charging my people. Here's the split for you guys for allowing me to use the space. Or it's, do I have X amount of funds to actually go through and rent out a space?
Even with a massive turnout for every tournament, the crowd doesn't even put a dent in the space provided by the Esports Academy. You could easily host regionals here. Let me introduce the friendly folks at Shadow Royalty, providing us with a stream for today's event. Shout out to them for making this happen. There are multiple monitors throughout the venue to keep up with what is happening on the main stage. They spare no expensive production value here. Here's the control center for the stream. Can we call Russia from here? Everybody's involved in the commentary experience. A whole group of people probably talking smack at the players on stage.
You see it, the Tokyo Tekken World Tour link shirt.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? It's your main man with the hair picking hand, here to entertain the brothers, the sisters, and the non-binary hitters as always.
So tell me a little bit of lore about yourself. So tell me, how did you become a tournament organizer here?
Back in 2017, 2018, Philly didn't really have a consistent Tekken scene. We had the game, but for the most part, it was maybe Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Actually, no, we had that too. But mainly
Gear, right?
Marvel vs. Capcom and Guilty Gear. MVC3, that's a Philly game. But there was no real Tekken community, so myself, Lamar, AKA Sneaker, Fat Boy, Commanders, like, hey, let's actually make a community for this game. And fast forward, now we have one of those, and it's pretty on the up and up, especially when Tekken 8 came out. It was a little bit of a slow start during Tekken 7, I would say. We didn't really know what was the formula yet, so we had to like copy and paste from a lot and then figure out what worked for us. So eventually, after a lot of ideas got thrown around, things that didn't work, had to move locations every now and then, now we can say, hey, we got this down to a science. So now we got eyes on us here and there, and I think that's pretty darn impressive, especially when COVID definitely put a stifle on a lot of people, but somehow we withstood the test of time for that. So now in 2025, it looks brighter than ever for IronPhistPhilly. And you know, it feels good to be a TL, although I do miss competing in my own events sometimes.
Check out at IronPhistPhilly for tournaments in the northeastern region.
How is the talent like for players, thinking about coming here and competing?
So the talent is kind of all over the place. I mean, we do get some of the better people on the East Coast do come out, especially for Tekken and Street Fighter. Mm-hmm. We actually have a really good talent pool for those games, and an Under Night. Under Night's a game that's been starting to get way more popular in here, and that's due to our guys actually running a weekly community meetup here on Monday nights. So they stream all their events that they do on Mondays, so it's very much come learn, which is part of the reason you come out to events anyway. You come out to compete, sure, but you have to learn somewhere, and you can only learn so much with playing online. Right. Playing offline gives you a much grander scope of this is what the competitive scene is. This is, you can ask questions here. You're not beholden to, did I find the right Discord to see who I was competing with. If you're sitting here and you're at a local, you can go, oh, okay, I just lost in bracket. Great, tournament's over. Let's sit down. Let's run this set. Let's learn why I messed up.
From your time being a tournament organizer, like, what would you say thus far is the most valuable lesson that you could have learned from it? Like, to put it into perspective for current or new TOs or people thinking about doing tournament organizing.
Easily the best lesson that can be learned is take it slow. Because it took us from 2018 to 2025 to really get where we're going. I'm not gonna sit here and act like some people just don't get it down pat a lot quicker. Some are just like that. 3 to 4 years later, they're doing big things. But if you do struggle, if you're not sure what direction to take yet, because at first we really didn't know what we wanted to do, what project we wanted for IronPhistPhilly. We go through several iterations of it, from offline to COVID, where now we have to figure out how to keep the community engaged online, where the FGC has never thrived the best online. That's always an in-person experience, so that was a formula we had to figure out. And then back to offline, where now that energy's back, let's capitalize on it. But that took us a good 3 different periods of time for us to be able to get those formulas down pat. So all in all, if you are just starting out, if you're maybe a year into it, you just started yesterday, you're 3 or 4 years into it, and it still feels a little bit shaky, give it time. Because these things aren't as simple as it may seem, especially as someone who is a player. Everyone has that initial perspective of being that player of, well, darn, what's taking so long? Why hasn't bracket started? What's wrong with the stream? As someone who's seen at least almost every aspect of that, I can understand, this takes a lot of work, a lot of blood, sweat, tears, but most importantly, passion. So if you have the passion for it and you love what you do, I get that it's gonna break you down. You're gonna wonder, do I wanna keep doing this? How much is it worth? Should we just take a break? Maybe we should change this or that. There's nothing wrong with changing up your formula every now and then. If the times change, you should be changing with it, but most importantly, take that time. There's no need to rush.
So,
See me a virtual fighter who wants my pie?
is it key lime today or?
You know what? I think it's gonna be cherry today. Cherry pie today.
I'm personally a Boston cream pie.
Oh, okay.
Personally, but
well, we'll see what I can pull out today.
Okay.
I may switch it up.
So tell me, how did you discover Go for Broke?
Well, being a local Philly, outside of Philly native here, I've been with Big E tournaments for quite a while, and Kyle came up to me and was like, hey, I host this thing called Go for Broke. I'm like, well, what's Go for Broke? Am I broke or something? They was like, no. Like, you're not going for broke. Like, it's just the name of the tournament. I was like, oh, okay. And it was like, yeah, it's a fighting game tournament. We got plenty of fighting games. I was just like, oh, okay. At that time, I was like, you guys have DOA? He was like, not really, but we do have other games like Marvel, Tekken. I was like, you know what? I'll come on now and support and see what it's like. So ever since then, I've just been, it's like my normal local, to come help out and either playing or helping out TOing and stuff like that. So I've been coming here ever since.
I got into fighting games with Street Fighter 6. So I played from release month, which was June 2023, through late August, just at home. I never expected this to become a thing I took seriously or played with other people outside of the internet really at all. And then I kind of couldn't stop playing it and was like, people do this outside of the internet, right? Like they hold tournaments or whatever. I literally Googled Street Fighter tournament near me. I had no idea what I was doing. And it ended up directing me. I think I went through a bunch of convoluted Reddit threads that sent me to StartGG. And then I was able to figure out what events were near me on StartGG, and this was one of the ones I found. And it's actually gotten progressively bigger since then. It was a monthly when I first started attending, and it's gotten significant enough in terms of attendance and production and everything involved that they switched it to a bi-monthly, which initially I was a little sad about, but seeing how much the event has grown, how many more games they've brought in, how many more people, including really known players, have made it out to this event, I think it's been better for the health of the event to space it out and really be able to dedicate the amount of time and energy necessary to making it run as smoothly as possible while being this big an event every other month.
That's a good question because I've known Kyle for many years through different scenes throughout Philadelphia. Especially I remember the Street Fighter 4 scene. Now I'm kind of showing my age with that one. The Street Fighter 4 days at University Pinball back at UPenn. So those days were fun, and we used to have some tournament days and some UPenn dorms here and there with, God, if I can remember any of their names, Katamari, I think, was one of them. I don't even remember, maybe Punk was in one of them. I just remember we were in basements and random dorms at UPenn playing Street Fighter 4.
Now for the tournaments. When I said that other game genres are hosting their tournaments, this is what I meant. We got a full-on Mario Kart tournament going on, and a Beyblade event with 38 entrants. That's insane! While casuals are going on, let's introduce the fighting games. We got Under Night and Birth, Street Fighter 6. Tekken Tag Tournament? Big Dane? Oh, he's just playing Virtua Fighter. And the real man's game until Season 2 came out, Tekken 8. Let's meet some of the players of these games.
So tell me, what do you like most about this community?
I have had an incredibly welcoming experience in our local scene, and I went in fully on the back foot, prepared to have to assert my space and my right to be here. I went in ready to be like, no, I don't have a boyfriend. I have a girlfriend. I don't want to date any of you. Yes, I actually play video games. Like, please stop being weird. Please stop assuming I don't know what I'm doing. I never actually had to do any of that in our local scene. I was immediately treated like everybody else. I was welcomed, and I played like ass. I rolled up to my first local. I didn't just go 0-2. They had a redemption bracket. I went 0-3, and I didn't take a round off anybody. And nobody treated me like that was embarrassing or like that was something that needed to be fixed in order for me to have a right to come back. Everybody was very free-flowing with advice, very excited to have somebody new. And I came home and I said to my girlfriend, I haven't had that much fun playing video games with other people since college. I haven't had a group of people to do that with outside of the internet since college. And I feel like this might actually be a space I could fit into, and I think I want to go back. And I now know these dozens of wonderful people that I've shared personal things about my life with, that I've gone through real shit with, that I never would have met without this video game. I mean, last weekend was King of Shadows in Chinatown, Philly. We all went out for food in Chinatown late night after, and there were like 20 of us all around the table just laughing at some dumb joke about Avatar. I was like, I would not have met any of you if not for this video game. And that's what I love about locals, is beyond the game, beyond how it's the best way to improve at the game, you just meet incredible people that you may never have known existed otherwise and form really valuable friendships and relationships. And I think that's really the heart of what makes locals so special. It's not just that you get better at Street Fighter with these people, but that you grow as a person and you do life with these people.
The togetherness, definitely the fact that we actually have something going on in Philadelphia, like that I don't have to go to Atlantic City, I don't have to go to North Jersey, which I don't have a problem with New Jersey. I don't drive, so it's I'm a little afraid to drive. It's kind of sucks.
Believe me, I understand. So we came from rural Ohio. I've been around.
Yes.
Like driving in the city, it still gives me like some very cringeworthy anxiety. I grew up in Baltimore, so I try to stay away from Baltimore City as much as possible when it came to driving, because it's just total chaos. What do you like most about the community so far?
Everyone's engaging. Everyone, wants to play, wants to get better. Everyone kind of wants to get to that next level, and then they learn off each other. And then what's great about here is that it's not just one game. There's multiple games you can do. So there's always an opportunity to either ask questions, learn from others, or stick with your local game that you play and play with the other people that you know here and try to get better at that same time. So.
There was a special booth at today's tournament, Anime Social Nexus. They are the largest adult anime community in the New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania area. They brought a collection of retro games to play, and they brought a tier list maker for me to ruin. Watch this.
Wide, it's a wide medium. Is it ordered by the tier? Is it ordered? It's just up down. I think left, right. There's no order there. There's no order. Yeah. No, it's fine. This cardboard is having a little trouble. That one was much easier. I don't know what it was about the canned bread, but that was really good. That one was free. Someone took it off and they were like, no, I like canned bread. You put it back. Without ripping anything if possible. Which I've had a family member be like, just rip it. Like, no, it's so pretty.
You know anyone from here? I was gonna say we're missing some things. Oh, Gordon Ramsay? Okay. Alright. Let's, I think he's a solid B. Nah.
Don't worry about it. Alright.
So, are you selling Tekken 10?
So many wild opinions. Like, someone was like, he's S tier for sure. And someone was like, no!
I think Mr. Krabs is more of an A tier guy.
Yeah,
Really?
Yes. Yeah, he's not godlike like Canbred.
I know him, but I don't remember where I know him from, but he's alright.
You could move Naruto down.
Yeah.
Yeah. This just gives them more reason to come over here.
An anime enjoyer is doing this right now.
Oh, free run. I'm sorry. Free run.
Tag one.
So far, what is your favorite memory at Go for Broke?
My favorite memory actually was, and I hate to put someone on blast, but when I beat Commander. When I beat Commander.
Was it streamed?
It was streamed, yes.
Okay.
It was streamed, and yeah, it was a very monumental moment. Because, you know, Commander was like always the top pillar for Tekken here in Philly.
Yes.
And so when Tekken 8 came around, I'm like, okay, he got his character. And you know what? I said, I'm going to do better. And sure enough, that day came and everyone was shocked. Everyone did not believe it. I'm like, yeah, I'm a big deal now, y'all. This is my game now, so.
Any guess? And that's it.
Oh, Dame takes it too. Oh, wow. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, Big Dame showing some very solid value right there. Commander, I did have his moments, but...
What am I saying?
He's a fraud. He doesn't believe in himself.
Okay.
He doesn't believe in his character.
Hello. My name is Jay Frank, formerly Buff Lars. I retired Commander.
You did not retire Commander.
I was the last one to beat him. I was the last one to beat him.
Dame retired Commander. I remember the
Dame beat him. We both beat him that day, but I was the last one to give him.
Whatever.
So that means I retired.
Whatever. Oh, wait a minute.
He did press.
What?
What?
What was that?
Grabbed him out of the rage art with a flip.
Whoa. Whoa.
That was insane.
Holy smokerinos and Al Pacino. I swear to God, somebody in chat.
And I won that bracket, by the way. But yes, I retired Commander.
It was me and you.
I've been a long time. I've been coming here for a long time, probably like 7, 8 years
now. Nice break on the throw. Oh my God.
Wow.
Goes right through it.
Oh God, with all the fights, all the matches that I've seen throughout the years, one that particularly sticks out was, I think it was 2 months ago, where it was Go for Broke. It was MK1. I think it was Mike Metroid's Johnny Cage, and I think it was the Alphabet's Ermac. And the first time I'd ever done commentating, and I had no idea what to do, no idea what to say. So my buddy Finetto was next to me, and you know, he was talking a lot, and I said, okay, well, let me just kind of bounce off of him, figure out how to do commentary. And it ended up being one of the most fun matches I've ever like shouted for. It was like, I think it was a reverse 3-0.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, that was actually a quick grab right there.
Keeping Johnny in the corner.
Okay.
He says you're not getting out.
Oh, that was so sick. Okay, all right, now this is gonna be something right here. This is gonna be something. This is gonna be something.
Star
Here we
power.
go.
Johnny's not going down without
Oh, he didn't get the crumble sneak. No! Wait! Get it! He got him! Oh my God! He's got him! Wait, is he dead though? But hold up, he's dead.
I don't know.
Wait, no, he's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead, but he's in a really, really bad position right now. Yeah, he's not dead, but he's in a really bad position right now.
He's still alive, everyone.
He's still alive. Oh, he's dead!
Wow. Which was like, Ermac was winning pretty much, and then Johnny Cage just came up out of nowhere and reverse 3-0'd the Ermac, and one of the most fun matches I think I've ever seen. The month I made top 8, which this is an incredibly competitive event that's usually heavily attended, like 40-something players in the Street Fighter bracket. So I'm self-aware of the fact that I'm not strong enough yet to usually make top 8 at this event, but it was one of the months where Iron Grid in North Jersey was happening the same day, so it kind of split the player base where
there were about half the really scary players were up there and half were down here. This is actually happening again this month, so who knows what'll happen this month. But I made top 8 that month, loser's side, and I flipped out. I wanted to make top 8 here for so long, and I did get my ass kicked in top 8, but I won a match before I did, and I got to play on the big stage that I've been watching everybody else play on for over a year, and that felt awesome.
I remember when Trizzy was about to win. He did that like he knows that like.
Oh yeah, fucking big ass.
Oh my God! And he threaded the needle again.
Yeah, it's easily guaranteed. Yeah, that's back with the shoot. Yep. But against Dragon off his way.
Oh no, he whiffed! Wait a minute! Hold on a second.
Lock in.
And so what happened was Dragon got right up, Seiko got right up, whiffed, he launched it, won the fucking round, won the entire game.
And the 2 throw, don't touch me. And the DF2, oh my God!
Top off. Like I said, it was his genius plan all along.
It was all according to plan.
And he took that shit. What the hell? Holy shit. That was, if that wasn't a, oh my God.
I fucking love his Seiko
for that. Holy smokerinos and Al Pacinos.
Oh my God. Why did that drop? Why did that drop?
This is a great local scene. It's a great local scene. Philly, very underrated place. People don't talk about it enough. It's always like Florida or DMV. Shout out to the DMV because we love y'all.
ATL.
And NYC. But in between that, we got Philly, Jersey. You know?
Bro, you said fuck everybody but Philly yesterday. What are you talking about?
Because I'm 20
Bro,
minutes
you
from
were like, man, everybody else is corny. We're the best squad out here.
What do you think about that, Dame?
You know, I mean, Jersey has been.
You've been on the come up.
They have been coming up. I will say that. Yes, they've been grinding.
Macho, yeah, they are.
Yeah,
But and the people that from Jersey that don't always come here, because IronPhistPhilly also today.
Yes.
Like they come here, they do work. So like we're everywhere. We're either coming to Philly, we're either going to NYC, or we go to our own place in Newark, New Jersey. So you know, like we're everywhere. We're just not talked about.
Yeah.
But like LocalHost Philly is a great spot. Great place to be. A lot of veterans just been coming here forever. Jacob driving up here all the time, stealing our money. Another day at work for him.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My name is Axel. I am the manager of Vermilion Esports. I just want to give a big shout out to all the people supporting locals. Can't do this without you guys, honestly. Just keep coming out, keep running these games. It's a great community with you guys. Thank you. I want to talk about my new local. It's going to be a monthly called Frequency at the Laboratory in Hatboro, PA. It's going to be first Saturdays of the month. So the first one's going to be April 5th. I really hope to see a lot of you guys out there. We're running Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, Guilty Gear Strive, and Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising. All going to be on PC. I feel like that's kind of like what everybody runs with now. So yeah, April 5th is going to be the first one, guys.
Tell me, as being organizer, what would be your favorite aspect of the community thus far?
But I would say my favorite one by far is the fact that there's a lot of people in this community where even though they do play the video games and they do enjoy the community, not all of them are really just here to press buttons. Some of them actually prefer not to say, hey, let me contribute something else to that. For example, in our IronPhistPhilly staff, we have Gaming Bros, the boy where he's not necessarily the most competitive. He plays the games casually. He doesn't really enter brackets, but he's real good with audio, real good with video and production and things of this nature. We have the boy Drew Oak, where he used to play the game a lot more competitively years ago, but in this day and age, he says, hey, I'm not really the biggest button presser these days, but I still enjoy this community. You know, let me contribute my voice. Let me be a commentator. By the way, if I'm ever not here, put this man on the mic. He's nice with it. That is my second in command. And to the point of where you always can find a place in this community, and it doesn't just have to be pressing buttons. Even for myself, where I used to compete a little more, I still have that itch, but I'm perfectly comfortable with letting them shine, making sure things get up and running, making sure things get off without a hitch. and ensuring that people have the best experience that they can give, because that's basically my main job now. So within the community, there's always a role that you can play, so you don't have to feel out of place. There's always something that you can do to feel welcome in here. That's why I put so much emphasis on the C in fighting game community.
I swear to God. Don't be jealous. Wow. Weird little
So generally speaking, what advice could you give to new or existing TOs?
Start small. You know, meetups are the first thing you want to do. You want to start, you know, hey, I got 5 people that show up and we're running sets all night. And that grew to 10 people. That's growing to 15 people. All right, let's get a bracket going. Like gradually build up to that, because I don't know too many people that just go right into it. I'm going to run an event and this is where it's starting. You know, like even for myself, people don't know this because they've seen me with like Big E for so long that I just kind of did it. Like, no, I started having sessions at my house. I was inviting people over, having, you know, 10, 11 people from Maryland driving up, people from Philly, people from Jersey coming out and just playing games and running sets like in my living room. Just literally like, here's a monitor on the kitchen table, like we're doing it.
And now for a very special match analysis by our very own Disgaea.
We're going to start top 4 with a Philly Classic for Under Night and Winners Finals. Silicon versus Zoe. Throughout Winners Finals, Silicon did a really good job utilizing Hyde's oppressive strike throw game to layer on an impressive offense versus Zoe. Both Hyde and Linnae are characters where once they get in, they will stay in and do a lot of damage. In addition, Silicon recognized that Linnae doesn't have the greatest anti-airs versus most characters, so he started approaching with a lot of jump-ins, which allowed him to start enforcing the strike throw game with Pogo, which if you whiff a throw, it will deal like almost a third of your life. And if he throws you in the corner, he gets a combo off of it. Both very scary. Because of these factors, Silicon beat Zoe 3-1 and will be waiting for the next opponent in Grand Finals. Now we're going on to the losers bracket. Losers semifinals. Tito versus LTP. For those new to Under Night, you see that timer that says grid? That is known as the grid cycle. Unlike most fighting games, you're in a constant tug of war with your opponent trying to win said cycle. You can win the cycle by opening your opponent up, tagging throws, or by defending them. When you win the cycle, you go into a trait known as Vorpal, which gives you access to damage buffs and buffs to your character. In addition, you get access to Change Shift, which acts sort of like a pause button, so when someone tries to meet you and then you activate Change Shift, if you have a reversal, you can let it rip. And you also gain meter by doing Change Shift. Fun, right? It looks like any player could win this set. LTV had some really good callouts round start with Tsurugi and did a good job enforcing strike throw once his opponent was in the corner. However, Tito clutched the set 2-1 because he understood the game state a lot better than his opponent. He was actively fighting for cycle more. He was utilizing his meter very well. And also, LTV had some struggles dealing with Carmine set play, which is pretty scary to be in because once Carmine has those bombs out, he can choose to detonate them at will. Now we're on to losers finals. Tito now has to fight Zoe, and whoever wins this has to fight against Silicon in Grants. What Zoe did here is a perfect example of why winning grid cycle is important. Tito wanted to open Zoe up by using a lot of stagger pressure, but because he created a big enough gap, Zoe was able to chain shift, saw that he was going to mash something, whether it was grab or an attack, did a DP, and now Zoe can start pressure. So far, this set has been looking pretty dominant in Zoe's favor. Tito just does not appear confident dealing with Lene pressure, as well as he's been having a lot of crucial drops, as well as not extending his pressure when need to. With these, this set has been kind of set in stone for Zoe winning 3-0 over Tito. Alrighty, now we're on to grand finals. Zoe has to fight against Silicon in the run back, where now he has to win 6 games to win the bracket, where Silicon has to win 3. Let's see if Zoe makes the necessary adaptations and learn from last set what he needs to do versus Silicon. Learning from the last set, Zoe started playing more proactive versus Silicon's jump-ins, as well as air pogos. He did that by responding to one super high air pogo with 2-2C, a frame 1 invul move that can also go through projectiles. In addition to that, he started utilizing more staggers in his strike throw pressure, which allowed him to secure the set 3-0 and a bracket reset. The dedication and passion for Under Night in Philly is very impressive. Most of the players like Silicon, Zoe, and even Burr, aka Bryce, they will go out of their way to help the scene get better and learn the game. Under Night's a very niche game, but with a dedicated community. Not with just in the region, but overall in the States. To see this type of dedication in a local scene, whether it's like helping people out on like lobby nights, asking questions, is impressive to say the least. And it helps foster a community within the FGC for Philly. And that is, again, very impressive and very awe-inspiring to say. In a sudden twist of events, Zoe was on the cusp of almost 3-0 in Silicon in the reset, potentially winning the tournament. And yet, Silicon clutched it out with a reverse 3-0 by adjusting his pogos, by spacing it more, as well as adjusting his air rhythm, forcing Zoe to play more cautious. And then, as a result, he's getting more opened up. Throughout this whole set, we are seeing some good Under Night. And seeing the talent of this scene, I can't wait to see like what this scene has up in store in the future.
spreading out throughout his stack. We are going, maybe not right for it. Makes 50% rails are fast though. Don't block the low, doesn't matter. Blocks that low, it does matter. Ooh, avoids the wake up. Avoids the wake up avoidance counterattack. I think it's it anyway. OTG Wisp. That'll do it.
And 3-0.
Powerful 3-0 for Big Dane, yeah.
We have a champion, guys. Shout out to Big Dane. Hi.
Ryan Clinton, everybody.
Bro.
I will be going to the open tournament for Virtual Fighter, so you will see me at Combo Breaker. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh my goodness, it's literally on the big sword. Oh, we're gonna have this happen again.
Back row.
Oh my, the confidence to just run up and just throw. You're just invincible. You have all the time. It's not what people expect.
Surrounded by precious things, the heart turns into stone, hardly stop. Bedtime story, happy ending game, just a snapshot in time. Life is a journey, not a day.
There's not much you can really.
Unfortunate. That
this
is
will-
GG's.
My friend enjoyed Paris for the place. Holding the platinum knife with sapphire glow. But his eyes did not shine. What he misses said he can hardly control. Surrounded by precious things. My heart turns into stone. Hard to stop. Bedtime story. Happy ending. If just a
Okay, so left, right, in. Oh, super PSC.
That might be. No, that might be overhead. Lasagna Slayer. They're go for broke wins. Congratulations.
Amazing.
Absolutely phenomenal play from all the players you saw here on top 4.
Hardly stop a bedtime story. Sometimes you have to play supporting role.
Level 2. Alright, then with the full attention.
Oh, hold on.
Drop medium.
He got that. Oh,
no, he dropped
He didn't
it.
get that. Oh,
But it doesn't matter.
And
Greg Lay. Big old smile on his face.
10 coffees down. What? I don't think.
God!
I think
What
it's
a
it.
confirm! Go!
a smooth 55%, folks. I love the drive rush nothing there. Aphrodia having the back off. Woo! Hey. And Aphrodia does it from the loser side, beating the man, putting him there in the first place. Ace is very happy about how he performed. Very.
These motherfuckers are gonna be.
Today's special!
Holding a pressing buttons on there, Soul. Like, Soul really doesn't know what it is.
Exactly. Hold 4 connects. Block step. Both.
Good shit here. Oh my God.
It's not looking good for Caius. It's not looking good. Oh, he's dead!
It is pedigree.
Pedigree.
Now pin. Do the pin.
Pin. He doesn't even need to do the pin. Wow. And just like that.
It really looked like that was.
He has the health advantage. He has the OQ. He has everything. And just like that, Kai's Castle survives a reverse sweep. it this time with the low folk and Pius Cassifer. That was hard fought, man. That was really hard fought. From Luce's side, he looked like he was gonna win and then lose and then win and then lose so many back and forth momentum.
Congrats. Congrats. Let me get a money spread.
You should have played. I would have struggled so much against your Nina. Thank you.
Let me get a money spread.
Money spread?
Yeah.
Okay. Just money spread. We're gonna do top 2 for the local line. Okay. And then I'll take your guys in here. What's the money spread?
Real money spread. I mean, look, if this is old school go for broke, I would have put first place money right on the
going to be the only person to do it right tonight, so
what? Why?
Nobody knows how to do it.
Thank you for everyone at LocalHost for attending, and thanks to Kyle for letting us film this incredible venue. I hope others can experience this scene for themselves.
Unfortunately, I couldn't find no teammates for my 5v5 for the Virtual Fighter tournament out there, but you know.
I'll also be at EVO Japan, but you can't get me to play. You can't get me to play Virtual Fighter.
You sure? I mean, I can teach you real quick. I can get you Sarah, or you know.
Too many stances.
It's okay. They're easy. It's only 3 buttons. It's a 3-button game.
Do you still have to use 3 buttons to sidestep, like to do the main sidestep?
No, you can regular sidestep too, but there's one button that you can do. Yeah, you can do all 3 buttons to do like the advanced sidestep, but then you can just press up or down twice to regular sidestep. And then if you sidestep at the right time, you'll sidestep their moves, which gives you the advantage. So that's one good thing about Virtual Fighter. You can like sidestep certain moves even when that person is in a not negative state, you can still sidestep and still get an advantage.
Well, you might see us both on a team at EVO Japan. Maybe. We'll see if I have time.
Here you go.
What? Just looking.
Where's the oh, there's the look. That's it.
What do you mean that's it?
It looks a lot bigger in the picture. Because I was like, oh, this round is going to be 3 minutes long, and then I come over.
How do you feel?
Oh my god.
Oh no!
She always puts a trade.
Yeah.
Hey yo, quick question. Why does your character have the best opens enemy in the game? She doesn't need it. She don't need that.
What, Lamar? What? What?
Hey, what if I hit this spike down button every single time I combo and get unscaled 30?
At the wall, the heat makes
Alright,
What?
Now I can say it with absolute confidence. You are a great player. All bullshit aside, you are really good. You do great things. This character is fucking busted. Ling is really good, and Ling does not.
Why is she not winning major tournaments then? Ling wins every night. No, that's online.
Stop. I said the same thing about JP for years. And JP stayed top 5 the entire time. This is the top 10 character right here. This
You
is
don't
top
see
10
her in top 8 like that.
It's like 80